a weekly Reddit, and in today's episode of r/Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my parents to stop excluding my partner? Am I the asshole for blowing up on my manager? Am I the asshole for not pushing my son to be with his mum? Am I the asshole for getting mad at Bill for eating my food? Am I the asshole for telling my parents to stop excluding my partner? I, 20M, have been dating my boyfriend, soon 20M, for almost a year. My parents both know I have a boyfriend, but don't seem to register that he is important to me. They don't like him because I'm out late with him sometimes, and I visit him on the weekends, and they don't approve of that. Because of that, they don't seem to care to take my relationship seriously. I would understand if he was a fling that they would not want him around, but he clearly is not. Very clearly is not. He has been in my life since I was 15. We just didn't start dating until I turned 20. I keep trying to bring him around so they can spend time with him, get to know him better, etc. But they always make excuses for why they can't. Never good ones. I always try and bring him around when they would be free, and it is always super BS excuses, like I would but we're so busy, not even giving him a chance. Here is where I'm AmITheA. My birthday is soon. They said they wanted to take me and my roommate out for brunch if it's safe, but didn't mention my boyfriend. I told them he has a name. He is my boyfriend. Stop being so ridiculous. He's in my life, stop trying to kick him out of it. And all hell broke loose. I also told them that maybe I would want to visit more if they respected me enough to acknowledge that I have a boyfriend at my age, and that they should be ashamed for acting so immature. My mom started crying, my dad started yelling at me, and I just walked out. I decided I'm not putting up with this disrespect to me and my relationship. My grandmother and some of my aunts told me I'm being too hard on them, and honestly, I disagree. They need to realize I am old enough to choose my own partner, and while they don't need to like him, they need to respect him. This has been causing conflict for a while now, and my family is divided over it. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for blowing up on my manager? Am I the asshole for blowing up on my manager? I'm a former hostess at a restaurant. I've been there for 2 years, but recently, things have gotten harder. I've always been nice with customers. Sometimes, our regional manager will come in and check the place out, very wonderful and caring man, and I wish he was there all the time. He would always compliment me on how well I handled the customers. Now my general manager is a whole different story. She has never been nice to me. Always made mean comments about my weight, I'm slightly overweight, and how the medication I take depression is useless and that's why I'm sad. Now normally I could have avoided it. It didn't bother me much. I lost my baby. I was 5 months pregnant and I caught a virus and my baby didn't make it. I was devastated. I told one of my managers that I couldn't show up to work for a couple days to heal and wait for my girl to pass through. He understood and I miss working with him. But GM was not so nice about it. Most places have their favorites. So those favorites would talk shit to her saying that I was never really pregnant, I was already had the ultrasound pics, and that because I smoke weed every once in a while, I live in a legal state, that it was the reason I lost the baby. My manager made comments about my baby that I don't feel like talking about. The past few weeks were my breaking point. If you don't know how restaurant pay works, I only made $2.15 an hour, but our tips have to get up to at least minimum wage, if not the GM is supposed to make up for it. I was only bringing home $60 paychecks. Even after I was working 10 hours on my feet with short breaks. Sometimes I had to take orders if the servers couldn't. Just to piss me off, my GM would send the sanitation worker home early, so when there is no sanitation, the host had to do it. So I'm taking care of guests, and cleaning the restaurant. Recently I had found out I was never getting $7.25 in the time I've been there. I never made more than $4 an hour. She had been holding money and giving my tips to the bartender. We have to turn in our tips at the end of the day. 5 days ago my manager had fired me without telling me. I found out when my schedule wasn't there. I called and she said that one of her favorites had told her I was stealing money. I knew this wasn't true, so I told her that she needs to check the cameras before blaming me for shit. She told me she would do it, but to never get an attitude like that. An hour later she called me back and gave me this BS apology, and it turns out her favorite had been stealing money. She was never fired. I was done. I said some mean words and that I quit. And hung up. She called me back right after. I sent her to voicemail and she called 3 other times before I answered. She said that I can't just quit without a 2-week notice. I said to fuck off and she said she would get a lawyer involved. So I told her to not contact me again. Am I the asshole here? Am I the asshole for not pushing my son to be with his mum? My ex-wife and I divorced over a year ago after I caught her cheating on me. It was brutal, but we both did our best to be there for our 15-year-old son and not make this any harder on him than it needed to be. I never told him the reason why it ended, mostly for his sake. And neither did she. But he is a smart kid and somehow he figured it out. The fact that she got involved with her boyfriend far too quickly, and it was someone she had already known for a few years. He questioned my ex and would not let it go. When she admitted the truth, he got very angry. I got a text from him asking to pick him up early from her place, and when I spoke with her, she told me he wanted to be with me full time because he didn't want to see her again. Now she is asking me to talk him out of staying with me full time. We did talk about this at length and he seems set on staying here with me. He no longer wants to talk to her and now she is upset with me. I know she want to make him stay with her if he really doesn't want to, so I know she want to fight changing the custody agreement. We currently have joint custody, but she is accusing me of turning him against her because I am not trying hard enough to change his mind. But I already had a long talk with him about it. He has made it clear he doesn't want to see her, so what more can I do? I can make him go to his mother if he doesn't want to. He knows he can change his mind about seeing her in the future, and I've told him what happened between us shouldn't affect his relationship with her. He knows all of this and is still making the decision to not want to be around her. She is blasting me on Facebook, posting pictures of the two of them, telling everyone what is happening, and some people agree that as his father, it is my job to make sure he continues to have a relationship with his mom. Everyone is aware she cheated, by the way. So now I really am wondering if I am being an asshole by not pushing him hard enough about this. He seems to have made up his mind and I feel I should respect that. Am I the asshole for getting mad at Bill for eating my food? Clarification. My Bill is not autistic. He went to a doctor and a therapist a few years ago. He's just an ass to those who he dislikes for no reason. Also, where I live, even if you're not married, you call your boyfriend's brother your brother-in-law. I think in the States you have to be married to be able to call them that. Backstory. I, 19F, have a very interesting Bill, 22M. He's the type who goes around and whenever something of his goes missing, for example, a drawing, clothing, money, he blames someone who he dislikes. He accused one of my friends without proof of stealing a $20 bill, euros where I live. Lately, I have been the victim of several false, and ridiculous, accusations. I have been labeled a thief by him, because 400 euros has magically disappeared from his drawer. I have no idea why he does not have a bank account, but he has never gotten a job before. Not only that, he has accused me of breaking one of his Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. Mind you, he's 22, and wants me to pay a book he broke years ago. To avoid conflict, I offered to simply buy him a new one, and he said he just wants the money. Well, yesterday, when my boyfriend and I went to get pizza and fries for dinner, he made a comment about how disgusting my French fries with blue cheese looked, but I ignored him. I wasn't able to finish all of my pizza. I probably left a bit more than half, so he asked for a slice. Again, I hate confrontation, and I thought that maybe if I shared with him he'd realize I have never stolen from him. He does not believe me when I tell him I have never done anything like that. So, I warmed up a piece for him. He enjoyed it, and I left my fries and pizza leftovers in the fridge for the next day. I go to sleep. I slept over at my boyfriend's house that night, and the next morning I wake up to find my pizza gone and the fries too. According to Bill, my fries were disgusting but still ate them. I was pissed. How dare he accuse me of stealing? How dare he eat my food without permission and then tell me it was disgusting? I went off on him, called him lazy, an ass, a liar, etc., etc., etc. I also called him an immature baby who does not want to grow up, so he spends his time watching TV and letting his parents take care of him. He, of course, went over to his brother and told him I'm a horrible person and that I'm not allowed in his parents' house, that all he did was eat my leftovers. I'm confused on how to feel. I know it's just food, I totally get it. But it's infuriating to me how he accuses me just because he doesn't like me, and then eats my food as if it were his. It was food I paid for with my own money, and he doesn't work at all and does not appreciate the fact his parents are letting him stay rent-free and without a job. Some of my friends are saying I might have gone too far with the insults. Reddit, am I the asshole?
Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up with the best content from Reddit.